In this video, we shall explain cricket's law number 36 on leg before wicket. LBW or leg before wicket is not confusing at all. In this video, we shall explain the law of LBW in such a manner that all your confusion will be gone. Leg before wicket or LBW. In cricket, a batsman or a striker can be out LBW if the ball hits any part, not just the leg of the batsman or any of his equipment other than the gloves and the bat. So let's see what is LBW. But before we do that, we have to understand a few important terms. First term for us to understand is the stump line. This is the rectangular area between wicket and wicket. In this diagram, it is shown with the yellow color like this. Second item to understand is the line of leg stump. This is the imaginary line drawn from the leg stump on the striker's end to the corresponding stump onto the non-striker end. Here it is shown with the red color. Next is the line of off stump. Here it is shown with the green color. This is the line which connects the off stump on the striker's end to the opposite stump on the non-striker end. Also, we should understand the area outside of the line of leg stump. This is the area which is beyond the line of leg stump and to the left of the batsman. The next area to consider is outside of the line of off stump. This is the area which is on to the right of the batsman and right of the line of the off stump. Another term to understand is pitching. For this video, pitching is the point of contact between ball and the ground. For example, when the ball is pitched or bowled, it touches the ground and bounces from there, and that point of contact between ball and the ground is called as the point of pitching. So if we see this animation here, this point where the ball touches the ground is called the point of pitching. In this particular case, this pitching has happened on between the stump lines. Next item to consider is impact. For this video, point of impact is the point of contact between the striker's body or his equipment and the ball. So if you see this animation, the ball touches the pad of the batsman here, and therefore this is the impact, or this is the point of impact. Now that we have understood the important terms, let's go and understand the law of LBW. That is, let's see how does a batsman get out LBW. A striker or a batsman is out LBW if all of the following 5 criteria are met. So what you see on this picture is that 5 conditions, all of which must be met for a batsman to be given out LBW. The first condition is that the ball is not a no ball, that is, it's a fair delivery done by the bowler. Condition number 2 is that the ball touches the striker's body or equipment before it touches the striker's bat. Third is the hitting condition. The ball was going to hit the wicket and remove the bails, but it was obstructed by a body part of the striker or his equipment except the gloves and the bat. So in other words, we can say that if the ball had gone unobstructed by the batsman, then it would have gone straight to hit the wickets and remove the bails. The fourth condition is the pitching condition. That is, if the ball is not intercepted full pitch, the ball was pitched in the stump line or outside the line of off stump or on the line of the leg stump, but not pitched outside the line of leg stump. In simple words, we can say that the ball was pitched either in the stump line or on the off side of the batsman. The fifth condition is the impact condition. That is, the point of impact must be between the wicket and wicket, that is within the stump line. However, if the striker made no genuine attempt to play the stroke, then the point of impact can be on the stump line or outside the line of off stump, but it cannot be outside the line of leg stump. This complicated fifth condition is very easily summarized in this matrix or the table form. On the columns we have the striker's attempt to play the stroke is genuine or not. That is, column 1 says that the attempt is genuine. The column 2 says that the attempt by the striker to play the stroke is not genuine. And in the rows we have the impact, where the point of impact is. So first row says that if the point of impact or the impact is in the stump line, and then irrespective whether the attempt by the batsman is genuine or not, the batsman or the striker will be called out LBW. The second row, if the impact is outside of the off stump line, then if the attempt to play the stroke is genuine, then the batsman cannot be called out LBW, that is, he will be not out. But if the attempt to play the stroke is not genuine, then the batsman can be called out LBW. The third row is that the impact is outside of the leg stump line. In this condition, regardless of the genuineness of the attempt by the player to play the stroke, the batsman cannot be called out LBW. So you see, this is all that is there to the law number 36 of LBW. You can take a screenshot of this picture and you can use it for your reference whenever you have to decide whether a batsman or a striker is out LBW or not. But now let's consider each of those conditions, that is 5 conditions, in detail. The first condition is that the ball is not a no ball, it has to be a fair delivery. The second condition is that the ball touches the striker's body or equipment before it touches the striker's bat. So now let's consider different scenarios under this condition. So the first scenario is that what happens if the ball touches the equipment or the body of the batsman as well as the bat at the same time. So in that situation, the benefit of doubt goes to the batsman, and the decision is that it is considered that the ball hit the bat before it hit any other equipment or the body of the batsman. So what you see in this diagram is that the ball is touching the batsman's bat and the pad simultaneously. In this situation, the batsman cannot be given out LBW. The second scenario is this: the striker can be called out LBW if the ball touches the striker's body but does not touch the bat afterwards. So in other words, the ball has to touch the body or the equipment of the batsman, but it need not touch the bat at all. Third scenario is that the striker can be called out LBW if the ball is obstructed by the striker full pitch or after pitching. That is, it does not matter if the ball was a full toss or it had a bounce. Let's now see the third condition. The condition says that the ball was going to hit the wicket and remove the bails, but it was obstructed by any body part of the striker or his equipment. So there are different scenarios that may occur in this condition. The first is that the striker can be out LBW if the ball is obstructed by the striker full pitch or after pitching. That is, it does not matter whether the ball thrown by the bowler was a full toss or it had a bounce. Another scenario, the striker can be called out LBW if the ball is obstructed by any part of the striker's body, not just the leg. Although in LBW, L stands for leg, but it can be any body part. It could be arm or shoulder of the batsman. Similarly, the striker can be out LBW if the ball is obstructed by any equipment of the striker, such as helmet or pads, but it cannot be glove or the bat. So any equipment other than the gloves and the bat can make a batsman go out as LBW. Now let's consider the condition number 4, which says that the ball is pitched in line with the stumps or outside the line of off stump or on the line of the leg stump, but is not pitched outside the leg stump. In simple words, it says that the ball thrown by the bowler has to be pitched either in the yellow area, that is the stump line, or onto the off side of the batsman. It cannot be onto the leg side of the batsman. That is, the outside the line of leg stump, the ball cannot be thrown. If the ball is outside, or if the ball is pitched outside the line of leg stump, then the batsman cannot be called as out LBW. So let's see using some animation here. So in this animation, the ball is thrown onto the stump line, or we can say that the ball is pitched on the stump line. So in this case, the batsman can be given out LBW. In the second animation, the ball is pitched outside the line of off stump. and it is going to hit the stumps. So in this situation, the batsman can be given out L.B.W. Now the third animation, the ball is pitched outside the line of leg stump, although it is going to hit the wicket, but in this situation the batsman cannot be given out L.B.W. So the area that you see flashing red, in this area if the ball is pitched, the batsman cannot be given out L.B.W. Now let's consider the condition number 5. This condition states the point of impact must be between wicket and wicket, that is, it must be in the stump line, and this point of impact can be above the level of the bails. However, if the striker made no genuine attempt to play the stroke, then the point of impact, or just the impact, can be on the stump line or outside the line of off stump, but it cannot be outside the line of leg stump. Now this appears to be very complicated, but this condition can be very easily understood if we put this condition in the form of a matrix, which is shown here. In this matrix or in this table, the first column represents that the attempt made by the player to play the stroke is genuine. And then in the second column, we are saying that the striker's attempt to play the stroke is not genuine. And in the rows, we have the impact, that is the point of impact. And the first row is that the impact is in the stump line. So if the impact is in the stump line, then whether the striker's attempt to play the stroke is genuine or not, in both the cases, striker can be given out L.B.W. The second row, if the impact is outside of the off stump line, then if the striker's attempt to play the stroke is genuine, then the striker cannot be given out L.B.W. That is, he will be not out. But if the striker's attempt to play the stroke is not genuine, then in this situation the striker can be given out L.B.W. The third row is impact is outside of the leg stump line. In this situation, regardless of the genuineness of the striker's attempt to play the stroke, the striker cannot be given out L.B.W. That is, he will remain not out. We can try to see this situation or this condition using this animation. In this animation, the ball is hitting the batsman's arm. The first thing to notice is that this point of impact, that is where the ball is hitting the striker, is above the level of the bails. So this level is higher, but it is still valid. So the batsman can be given out L.B.W. in this case. The second thing to notice is that the point of impact is within this yellow area, that is within the stump line. Therefore, the batsman can be given out L.B.W. regardless of the attempt's genuineness, that is whether the batsman was trying to play the stroke genuinely or not, the batsman can be given out L.B.W. The second animation shows that the ball is having an impact on the striker's helmet, and this impact is outside the line of off stump. Therefore, the genuineness of the attempt of the striker will have to be checked. If the striker was genuine in his attempt to play the stroke, then he cannot be given out L.B.W. But if he was not genuine in playing the stroke, then the striker can be given out L.B.W. in this case. This table that is given in this picture is very handy, and you can use this picture to refer to when you are encountered with condition number 5 scenario. By now we have gone through each of the 5 conditions of an L.B.W. out in cricket. Here on a single page we are once again summarizing all of those 5 conditions. A striker or a batsman is out L.B.W. if all of the following 5 criteria or 5 conditions are met. First condition is that the ball is not a no ball, that is, it's a fair delivery done by the bowler. Second, the ball touches the striker's body or equipment before it touches the striker's bat. In fact, after having touched the body or equipment of the batsman, the ball need not even touch the bat at all. Third is the hitting rule, that is, if the ball were not intercepted by the striker, it would have gone to hit the wickets and remove the bails from the wicket. Fourth is the pitching condition. If the ball is not intercepted full pitch, the ball was pitched either in the stump line or outside the line of off stump. The fifth rule is impact rule or impact condition, and it is summarized here in this table, which says that if the impact, that is the point of impact or the point where the ball touches the striker's body or equipment, that is, if the impact is in the stump line, then regardless of the genuineness of the striker's attempt to play the stroke, the batsman or the striker can be given out LBW. Second row, if the impact is outside of the off stump line, then if the striker's attempt to play the stroke is genuine, then he cannot be given out LBW. But if this attempt to play the stroke is not genuine, then the batsman can be given out LBW. Third row, if the impact is outside of leg stump line, then irrespective of the genuineness of striker's attempt to play the stroke, the batsman or the striker cannot be given out LBW. So this is the summary of LBW, that is how in cricket a striker can get out LBW. You can take a screenshot of this picture and use it for your reference in your games.